Hey there, future culture architects. Welcome back to Unlock, Empower, Transform with me, CHE BLACKMON. I'm your host and resident culture transformation strategist who spent over 2 decades helping organizations move from toxic to transformational. Today, we're diving into something that's honestly keeping me up at night, and it should be keeping you up too. We're talking about why traditional leadership is not just outdated, it's actually destroying organizations from the inside out. And more importantly, what actually works instead. If you're a professional woman tired of seeing brilliant talent wasted because of leadership that's stuck in 1995, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. So let me paint you a picture. Last month, I walked into a consultation with a Fortune 500 company, beautiful offices, impressive revenue numbers, all the surface level markers of success. But within the first hour, I discovered they had a 47% annual turnover rate. 47%. The CEO looked me dead in the eye and said, "People just don't want to work anymore." Oh, honey. Number people absolutely want to work. They just don't want to work for leaders who treat them like expendable resources in a command and control machine from the 1980s. Here's what traditional leadership looks like, and trust me, you'll recognize these patterns. Decision-making happens at the top. Information flows down through layers of bureaucracy until it's basically unrecognizable. Employees are told what to do, when to do it, and exactly how to do it. Innovation? That's not your job. Creativity? Save it for your weekend hobbies. Power is hoarded, not shared. Traditional leaders hold onto authority like it's the last piece of chocolate cake at a birthday party. They believe that giving others decision-making power somehow diminishes their own importance. And my personal favorite, the because I said so mentality. No explanation, no context, no consideration for the impact on actual human beings. I was working with a healthcare organization where nurses, literal lifesavers, couldn't make basic decisions about patient care without approval from 3 different managers. The result? Frustrated employees, delayed patient care, and a culture where everyone just stops caring. Sound familiar? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not powerless to change it. Now let me tell you about a different kind of leadership, one that actually works in our modern world. I call it high-value leadership, and it's the foundation of my new book, High-Value Leadership: Transforming Organizations Through Purposeful Culture. High-value leadership isn't about being everyone's best friend or eliminating accountability. It's about 3 fundamental pillars that I've seen transform organizations across every industry. First, purpose-driven direction. Instead of because I said so, high-value leaders connect every decision, every project, every initiative to a larger purpose that people can rally behind. I worked with a manufacturing company where productivity was tanking. Instead of implementing more oversight and stricter policies, we helped leadership articulate how each worker's role contributed to creating products that literally saved lives in emergency situations. Same people, same jobs, but now they understood their why. Productivity increased 34% in 6 months. Second, trust-based empowerment. This is where traditional leaders break out in hives. High-value leaders delegate actual authority, not just tasks. They create frameworks for decision-making and then trust their people to make good choices within those frameworks. One of my clients, a tech startup, was drowning in approval bottlenecks. The CEO was personally signing off on everything from vendor contracts to office supply orders. We restructured their decision-making authority, created clear guidelines, and empowered team leaders to make choices in their areas of expertise. The CEO went from working 70-hour weeks to actually taking weekends off, and the company's response time to client needs improved dramatically. Third, cultural alignment. This is the secret sauce that most leaders completely miss. High-value leaders understand that culture isn't something that happens to your organization. It's something you actively design and nurture. In my previous book, Mastering a High-Value Company Culture, I talked about how culture is an organization's lifeblood, but here's what I've learned since then. Culture without intentional leadership is just wishful thinking. I'm seeing this play out beautifully with one of my current clients, a financial services firm that was hemorrhaging female talent. Instead of just implementing diversity training, we worked with leadership to examine every system, every promotion process, every casual conversation for cultural misalignment. The result? They've retained 89% of their female professionals over the past 18 months compared to 52% the year before. All right, let's get practical. I'm going to give you what I call the leadership reality check, a quick exercise that will reveal exactly where you stand on the traditional versus high value leadership spectrum. Here's what I want you to do. Step 1. Think about the last major decision you made that affected your team. Got it? Good. Step 2. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Did you explain the why behind the decision or just the what? 2. Did you seek input before deciding or inform people after? 3. Are you measuring the impact on people or just on productivity metrics? Step 3. Here's where it gets real. For each question, give yourself 2 points if your answer demonstrates high-value leadership, 1 point if you're somewhere in the middle, 0 points if you're operating in traditional leadership mode. If you scored 4 to 6 points, you're on the right track, but there's room to grow. If you scored 2 to 3 points, you're somewhere in the middle, which honestly is where most leaders find themselves. And if you scored 0 to 1 points, don't worry, I'm not judging. Awareness is the first step to transformation. The beautiful thing about high-value leadership is that it's not about personality or natural talent. It's about principles and practices that anyone can learn and implement. In my upcoming High-Value Leadership Accelerator course, we dive deep into these transformation strategies. But right now, I want you to pick just one area from today's reality check and commit to shifting your approach this week. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember something. Every toxic workplace, every disengaged team, every talented person who leaves for better opportunities, these aren't inevitable. They're the result of leadership choices. And that means transformation is always possible. In my book, I take you through the entire journey from traditional to transformational. We explore the real-world case studies, the practical frameworks, and yes, the sometimes uncomfortable truths about what it takes to become a high-value leader. Next week, we're diving into one of my favorite topics, the hidden cost of toxic leadership. And trust me, the numbers will shock you. We'll also explore how to identify toxic patterns before they destroy your culture. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me what's one traditional leadership practice you're ready to leave behind. Maybe it's micromanaging, maybe it's making decisions in isolation, or maybe it's that because I said so mindset. Share your commitment in the comments. There's something powerful about stating your intentions publicly. Plus, I read every single comment and love connecting with fellow culture transformers. And if you haven't grabbed your free Shield Resilience Strategy Guide yet, head over to CHEBlackMon.com. This guide will help you build your personal resilience while you're working to transform your organization's culture. Remember, transformation starts with you, but it doesn't end there. Until next time, keep unlocking potential, empowering others, and transforming your corner of the world. This is CHE BLACKMON, and you've been listening to Unlock, Empower, Transform. Catch you next week.